Welcome to the City Current Show, powered by Higginbotham Insurance and Financial Services.
This show focuses on sharing good news and powering the good in our community. Now here's your host, City Current CEO, Jeremy Park.
Welcome back to the City Current Show, powered by Higginbotham. I'm your host, Jeremy Park. We're always honored to bring you inspiring stories of individuals and organizations making a difference and powering the good. And that's why we're excited to have with us Ashley King, Education Director with Hope Clinic for Women. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Jeremy, for having me. And I just love your energy. So I'm excited to be here.
Well, we have a lot of good to talk about. So let's go ahead and dive in. When you talk about Hope Clinic for Women, give us some background, a little bit of history, and dive into the mission as well.
Yeah, Hope Clinic for Women is a faith-based, safe, confidential place for families. So we try to be there for that woman and that family from that pregnancy test all the way through their second year of their child's life. And so we have just a slew of services that we love to provide for our community, and we're excited to talk about specifically our Bridge Parenting program today. And so that's kind of what I'll be highlighting.
Yeah, and dive into, when you mentioned, obviously, from the pregnancy test all the way to 2, there's so much that goes into that: education, community, resources, and the way it happens, obviously, is shifting as well in terms of even more community. So we're going to talk about that for sure, but go ahead and start diving in.
Yeah, so with our Bridge Parenting program, we love to be there for the whole family. And so this program has been going on for a long time, but we are in a remodeling era. And so we're excited. We just went through a Project Impacts experience where we got to dig into interviews and surveys to see what is working and what's not working. And so it's been really great to be able to hear from our clients the powerful stories of what we've done in the past, but then they got to speak into what they're needing from us. And so it's been exciting for our team to dream up, how can we serve them better? What resources can we provide? What education is resonating with them? And so this whole experience has been just so powerful in listening to our clients and what they're wanting from us.
Yeah, let's go ahead and dive into that Project Impact, because when you look at the timeline around that, and just like you mentioned, going in and talking to those current, looking for the future, what do they need? What are we doing well? What do we need to adjust? Go ahead and describe the Project Impact study. Like, give us kind of those nuts and bolts.
Yeah, so Project Impact is a 9-month process, which can be really intimidating for especially nonprofits who might have some resources they need to make sure that they have in place. But we had an amazing team put together at Hope Clinic where we had a data analysis, we had people who were working with clients, we had some vision people to be able to cast what's next. But Project Impact did an incredible job of teaching us how can we ask better questions to get feedback of like what is making their behavior change, what is impacting their life the most, instead of maybe surveys that are asking simple questions that it's just like, did you like it, did you not, right? It's digging in. So we did 26 interviews with clients, and so this is kind of a whole hour of asking about their experience and what is different in their life now. We did a survey, but really intentional questions too. And we compiled all of that together. And as a team, we looked and said, okay, what are the common themes in this? What are the impacts that we see? And where are the impacts where we could go in the future? And you try to see that line that is kind of consistent through all of the conversations that you've had with them so that you can predict what you want and where you want to go.
And I know that on your end, one of the aha moments was more community, less of a burden on, some of the things because they're dealing with so much. So paint the picture of the families you're working with in terms of what they're dealing with, so we have an idea there, and then we'll talk about what community looks like. But talk about some of the things you notice in terms of what these parents are really struggling with.
Yeah, so a lot of our families have multiple children. This isn't their first pregnancy. So one of the first finding was we need to have a great childcare to be able to just childcare services, childcare spaces that they feel confident to be able to go learn more about how to become a better parent, how to feel more confident in that, or to go stop shop in our store. And so childcare was a big piece of that, them feeling confident in making sure they can bring multiple children and still be able to focus on themselves and have the growth that they want to have for them, for their life. But then transportation. Right. So transportation can be really difficult for our families. They may not have a car. If you think about the bus system and carrying multiple car seats, that is not ideal. So us thinking through how can they get to us more easily? Because with the community, you have to be in person. And so transportation was a huge piece of that. I was trying to think of another burden that we went through.
Well, talk about what the study showed and the impact of the research around what they're looking for now. Because when you talk about community
Yes.
and the relationships, that's a big piece of really where they said, hey, I really need more of this. And so talk about some of the things that are going to lead to the shifts in terms of programmatically what you're offering. So talk about what they came back and need more of.
Yeah, so the most important finding was they want to be in community and they saw great value in our staff. Their relationship with our staff was they were a mentor, but also they like walked alongside of them. And so we wanted more of that. And so we wanted to provide spaces and events to be able to celebrate the person as an individual, but also the village that's surrounding them. And so as we look towards the future, our whole program is going to be based with how can we bring them together and learn from each other, but also learn from our staff. You know, we're going to be providing some awesome education for them, whether it's in their pregnancy or when their child's 1 or when their child's about to become a toddler, because that all 3 seasons are very different. And so we're wanting to provide education that resonates with each season of parenting, but also we really want them to learn from each other and support each other. And so we're going to have some really exciting events for them to be able to come, celebrate, and lean on each other and their experiences that they're having as a parent. And so we're really excited to see what that's going to look like. Another burden to them was the schedule. And so when we looked at our calendar, we decided to move more in the direction of providing different windows of time that the parents can join us. So if they are a working parent, we're going to have Saturday mornings available for them to come and be part of a community and learn about their season of parenting. If they are able to stay home with their child, we're going to have those daytime hours working in the morning times where they can gather. And then we're going to have some evening times too. So consistently having those windows of time so that the schedule is not an issue for them.
Talk about where you are right now in terms of statistics. So the number of families served, how many going through the program. Give us an idea of what that looks like right now, and then obviously talk about where that's headed for the future.
Yeah, so right now we active clients can look really different. And that's one of the biggest shifts that we're going to have. So right now, some of our families are only doing virtual classes. Some of our families are just getting counseling, and some of our families might be coming to some in-person classes. So one of our biggest findings is we want to make this a more cohesive program that they're experiencing the same thing. So although we have somewhere between 80 families to 100 families participating in the program, we anticipate because them coming in person and being more active, that number might shrink just a little bit at the beginning, just because it's a little bit of a different program than what we were advertising before. But we hope that as the program grows, we want to impact as many families as possible in the Nashville area. We just see this being such a value to the community and really building that foundation for families to have that safe environment that they're desiring for their children so that they can grow and thrive into independent, thriving children.
Well, and as you mentioned, you've been doing this a long time. And so when you talk about the impact, the stories and the testimonials from the families, give us an idea of some of that feedback that you've already been receiving in terms of, hey, how much this has meant to them for the success of their family. So what's been over the years, just some of the feedback you've received from the families?
So the feedback from the families, we have the store. It's called Baby Boutique, and the clients are able to come and shop for their needs. And so that is one of the biggest impacts. If they need diapers, if they need wipes, if they need formula or food, if they need clothing, cribs, pack and play, strollers, right? It's expensive nowadays to be a parent and have all those things that your child might need. And so we are so honored to be able to provide a shower for these families, a time to celebrate and shower them with gifts so that they aren't burdened with those needs and that financial burden. And so that's one of the things that clients love. It's just a special time that whoever is in that program, we probably have around 12 clients at one time come into a space, and we're playing games and we're playing music and we're celebrating each individual as they're about to embrace bringing this baby into the world. And so I would say that's probably the highlight of the program, is them just being able to celebrate with their community, with our staff, and receive these gifts to just bless their family and be able to really impact and have just start their family on a good foot. Like, there's nothing better as a parent than knowing that you can provide for your child and you have everything you need for them to be able to grow and become little kids that are toddling around.
Carry that into how the community can help, because when you talk about those sort of items, obviously financial contributions to underwrite your efforts. And so talk about that, maybe volunteerism, like what are ways the community can support your efforts?
Yes. So as we're looking for towards January 2026 is when we're kind of launching this all the changes from Project Impact. Our biggest need is we have a care team. And we are trying to recruit care coaches. And a care coach is someone that is going to be giving these clients a phone call each month to check in on them. How are you doing? How are you feeling? Do you need anything? How can we support you? But we're really caring about the whole person. So we are asking about their physical, emotional, social, financial, spiritual needs, and how can we come alongside and provide that or help them during this process. And so those care coaches is probably the biggest need we have right now, because we want to grow and we want every client to have a care coach to be able to check on them monthly. And so we'll be recruiting those. So anyone in the community that feels like they have been a parent or a trusted adult in a kid's life, that you have something to offer these clients and support, we would love for them to come alongside of us.
Talk about the importance of financial contributions to underwrite your efforts, and also
Yes.
too to make sure that the store is full of items.
Yes. The store is the most magical piece. Those showers are the most magical pieces for our families. And so anytime a community wants to be giving in a way of car seats or strollers, our store is filled with gently used items. So if you have something that you didn't use very often, but that you want to be given to someone that is in need, you can donate to Hope Clinic for Women, but also financial donations are always helpful too, so that we can purchase brand new items for the store and for those showers. We always like to give brand new items in those showers because you just want them to feel special and honored, and we feel like that is the best way to do that.
Well, as you mentioned, January is the rollout for the new model, so to speak. And so with all these updates and the new vision moving forward, what excites you the most?
Oh, there's so much that excites me. We've been working on this for a really long time, and I think the most exciting thing for me is just being able to see these families come together. We have piloted some of these ideas over the past 6 months, and when a room is full of parents to be and they start sharing their story, whether they're talking about their own parents or they're talking about their grandparents or the struggles that they've had. But when they enter that space and they start sharing stories with each other and experiences and they start supporting each other and praying for each other, I'm just so excited that we're going to provide more spaces like that to happen. In our old model, we weren't able to do that as often. And so we have centered our whole mission kind of around that space and what happens during that time. And so I think that's what I'm most excited for.
Yeah, I think to your point too, all of this, the ripple impact, you're building deeper relationships, deeper connectivity, more connectivity for the community as a whole. So not only are they coming together and growing that side and having more individuals to lean on, your team and other families going through the journey together, they're building those relationships, but those carry out into the community where then it just continues to grow and blossom. And so I think in a powerful way, you're building community, not only internally, but externally for Middle Tennessee and Tennessee and beyond. So wrap up with website, social media. Where do we go to learn more and to get involved with Hope Clinic for Women?
Yeah, hopeclinicforwomen.org is our website. Our socials, you can go to Friends of Hope Clinic to learn more about donating and volunteering and all of that. But of course, we're on Facebook and Instagram, Hope Clinic for Women and Friends of Hope Clinic.
That makes it easy. Once again, hopeclinicforwomen.org is the website. Ashley King, thank you for all you and your amazing team do to power the good. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Higginbotham Insurance and Financial Services is proud to power the City Current Show. We're a people-first company that protects what matters most, the families, businesses, and trailblazers that keep our community going. As one of the nation's top independent insurance firms, Higginbotham is a single-source solution for business insurance, employee benefits, HR services, and personal insurance that's customized for you. We're here to serve you, the people you care about, and your community. Call 866-377-1959 or visit higginbotham.com.